If you're looking to start playing at 4K resolution, this video is going to be the right one for you. 4K resolution is the most expensive one, so if you're trying to save money, I would recommend you going for 1440p GPUs. For that reason, you will have my video about the best GPUs for gaming at 1440p in the top right of the screen. You will have the links to all of these graphics cards down below in the video description. And don't worry, if you're a beginner to PCs, I will explain what each of these GPUs are capable of running. And at the end, I will give you a bonus GPU that is actually really cheap for 4K gaming. That being said, let's start with the first GPU, and I would say one of the best ones in terms of price to performance for 4K. We have the RX 6800 XT. This is a great GPU with 16 gigs of VRAM going for $520. You will be able to run every single game at 4K, 60 plus FPS on average, no problem. Even the high demanding titles like Flight Simulator. Now, if you want to play these type of games that are really high demanding to achieve 60 FPS, you will be turning down some of the settings because the 6800 XT, even though it's a great GPU for 4K gaming, is not going to be the fastest. So if you want higher FPS, I recommend you still watching this video until the end. However, if you want to play games like Red Dead Redemption 2, GTA 5, Fortnite, Valorant, CSGO, the 6800 XT at 4K will be more than enough, and I wouldn't recommend you spending any extra money if those are the type of games that you play. With the next one, we have the RX 6950 XT going for $630. Now, you will see almost every GPU being from AMD, and that's because they have the best price to performance GPUs for gaming. So if you want an Nvidia GPU for some reason, you will have those alternatives in the video description. And honestly, the only Nvidia GPU that I would recommend, especially if you're looking to save money on your electricity bill, is the RTX 4070 because of how power efficient it is. However, that one is not the best for 4K, but it will get the job done for the type of games that I've mentioned before. Now back to the video. The 6950 XT is around 15% better in terms of gaming performance than the 6800 XT, and just around the same performance as the RTX 3090, which was the best GPU for 4K gaming 2 years ago. So you can run every single game once again at 4K at higher FPS than the RX 6800 XT. Nothing much more to say about this GPU, but honestly, in terms of price to performance, it's still really good. And if you want that extra performance and you don't want to spend more than $650 on your GPU, this one is the one to go with. With the next one, we have the new RX 7900 XT. This one has 20 gigs of VRAM, so why more than 16 gigs? And honestly, 20 gigs is more than enough for any resolution. You will not need anything more than this, or anything more than 16 gigs really, especially for 4K gaming. Now, it's quite expensive at $780, but if you have the budget to buy it, I think it's one of the best GPUs that you can buy for 4K resolution, or even 1440p on the highest settings. It performs like the RTX 3090 Ti, which is a beast of a 4K GPU. In a game like Hogwarts Legacy, which is not that easy to run, on Ultra 4K, you will be achieving 70 plus FPS on average, which is a really good frame rate for this type of title. In another high demanding title like Flight Simulator, you will be able to achieve around 60 FPS on average on ultra settings at 4K, which is once again really good frame rate when talking about these type of games. So if you want a GPU that's not the most expensive one, but it will get the job done at 4K on any game, this one is the right one to go with, and honestly it's one of my favorite GPUs on the market. However, if you want that ray tracing performance, then going with Nvidia will make sense. On this case, going with something like the RTX 4070 Ti, which is the current GPU that I have on my setup. However, the 4070 Ti comes with 12 gigs of VRAM, which can be a limitation for 4K resolution in some titles. With the next one, we have the best 4K resolution gaming from AMD in the RX 7900 XTX. This one is actually slightly better than the RTX 4080 in terms of performance, and it costs around $200 less, and that's why I don't recommend Nvidia that much, unless your main focus is not gaming. Anyway, this graphics card has 24 gigs of VRAM, and it's going to be around 15% faster than the RX 7900 XT that I just mentioned, or the RTX 3090 Ti. Now, these type of GPUs I only recommend buying when you want the best of the best, and you will be playing really high demanding titles, or you want a GPU that will be great for future games, and I mean in the next 2 to 3 years for 4K gaming. If you're just going to play easy to run titles, like I said before, Fortnite, Valorant, and these type of games, trust me, you will be wasting your money by buying one of these GPUs. And last but not least, the best GPU on the market, the RTX 4090 with 24 gigs of VRAM as well. This one is going for $1,600, so really expensive, but there's no doubt this GPU is the best one for both gaming and content creation. So even if gaming is not your main focus, this one is going to be the best GPU that you can get overall, but also the most expensive one. It's going to be around 22% faster than the RX 7900 XTX, and there's no game that you cannot run at ultra settings. I mean, this one is the best on the market, so you can expect the best on every single game on ultra settings. Once again, I would only recommend you buying this graphics card if you want the best of the best, especially if you want that ray tracing performance. Now, at the beginning of the video, I said that I have a bonus GPU that is really cheap for 4K gaming, and I was talking about the RX 6700 XT. This one is going for $340 brand new, and of course, you don't want to buy this one for 4K ultra gaming, but once again guys, Valorant, Fortnite, Minecraft, GTA 5, these type of games on 4K will be really easy to run with the RX 6700 XT. And let's say one day you want to plug it into your TV and play with your friends, I think the RX 6700 XT does a great job at that. And for example, in a game like Red Dead Redemption 2 on high settings 4K resolution, you will be able to achieve around 50 FPS on average, which is really good for a GPU at this price point. Then a game like Warzone on ultra settings 4K, you will be able to achieve 60 FPS on average. If you ask me, this is a great deal if you are on a budget and you want to play at 4K resolution. Just so you know, the performance is not the same for every system, even if you have the same GPU, because for example, if you have the RTX 4090 and the i5 12400F, and then you have the same RTX 4090, but instead you have the Ryzen 7 7800X 3D for the CPU, the one with the Ryzen 7 will give you much better performance than the one with the i5 12400F. For that reason, you need a CPU and also an overall system that will not bottleneck your graphics card. And trust me when I say, if you're a beginner, you will not notice when you're bottlenecking your GPU or not. For that reason, I recommend you watching my video about the best PC builds of the month. You will have that one in the top right of the screen, and none of those PCs are going to be a bottleneck, and also you will be achieving the best performance for the price. And if you have any questions about any of these GPUs, let me know down below in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching, thank you for the support, and I will see you on the next one.